Welcome to Let the Quran Speak. I'm Safiyyah, your host. In recent days, tensions in the Middle East have escalated, with military strikes and retaliation all around. We're going to be looking at that now. Dr. Shabir, welcome to Let the Quran Speak.
Pleasure to be on.
Dr. Shabir, there's so much fear and anxiety about what's happening right now. And of course, by the time this airs, Dr. Shabir, the situation may have changed. So we want to, preface our conversation with saying that. But at the same time, I really want to talk about what's going on with Iran and, the United States, Israel, other countries as well are being drawn in to this conflict. There are innocent lives being lost, but also so much worry about what could come in the days to come.
The war is totally unnecessary.
Yes.
We should settle our affairs by negotiations, by, coming to the table and discussing matters, diplomacy, and so on. The Quran is quite clear, Safiyyah, that peace is the desirable situation.
Mm-hmm.
The Quran says, "As-sulhu khair." And on the other hand, there are other people who try to light the fires of war. And the Quran says, "Kullama awqadu naran lil harbi atfa'aha Allah." Every time they kindle the fire of war, God puts it out. So that shows that God desires for there to be peace on the land, security for people, safety, and all of this is torn apart when there is a war. So conflict has to be avoided at all costs.
Mm-hmm. And Dr. Shabir, I think in this moment, it's very important for Muslims to unite together because we've been split apart for so long. And we saw with what was going on with Gaza, the genocide in Gaza, that this had a tremendous impact on the fact that the genocide continued for so long. So we really need Muslim countries to come together and stand alongside each other in this conflict.
Yeah, just as a side note very quickly, because you mentioned Gaza, when the first news of this hit and I learned that the school was bombed with so many children being killed there, I immediately thought of the situation in Gaza. It's like Gaza all over again.
Yes.
So definitely you're right. Muslims need to band together and form a strong force, not for evil, but for good, and for self-defense and protection of each other. And often it is shameful that we are so divided that we become weak. And the Quran tells us about this. وَلَا تَنَازَعُوا فَتَفْشَلُوا وَتَذْهَبَ رِيحُكُمْ. And do not dispute among yourselves, otherwise you will fail and your power will depart from you. We need to get together and support each other and repel aggression, but at the same time sue for peace. And the Quran says, وَإِن جَنَحُوا لِلسَّلْمِ فَاجْنَحْ لَهَا وَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ. If they incline towards peace, then you also incline towards peace and put your trust in Allah. Now, this last part about putting your trust in Allah may be there because when you enter into negotiations, so you don't know what's in the minds of other people. You only see what they're signing on paper, and who knows what loopholes they will exploit later on and how they might come back to attack you. But in the meantime, you put your trust in God and hope for the best and try to reach a reasonable solution that ensures peace and justice, fairness, and safety for everyone.
Mm-hmm. I think one of the things, Dr. Shabir, that people all over the world are struggling with is that it feels like we're living in very dark times and as if there's chaos in the world. It doesn't seem like things are moving in a progression where things are getting better. It feels like things are falling apart all around us. And so this creates a lot of fear in people's minds as well. Do you have any advice for them in this situation?
Yeah. First, advice for the people. Definitely, we have to put our trust in God because we know that things sometimes get difficult. They say it's always darkest before the dawn, but the dawn is there in the horizon. It's going to happen. Things will get better from here onwards. God is going to test us, but He's not going to give us more than we can actually bear. For those who are warmongering, we see so much of it happening, especially within the last year. The president of Venezuela being captured, so many threats to Canada, threats to annex Canada as a 51st state or whatever, and
Greenland as well.
Greenland threats everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's as if someone's childhood fantasies are coming to, like one has the opportunity now to live out one's fantasies, or does one think that he's still in his childhood? In any case, my advice for everyone involved is, take a step back, take a breather, conserve the peaceful situation of the world, bring back peace where it has been ruptured, and end war wherever it can be ended. Because definitely we the loss of life, of human life in particular, is a tragedy. And the Quran tells us whoever saves a life is as if that person saves an entire humanity. And whoever kills a human soul is as if they have killed an entire a human being.
And this is echoed across other religious traditions as well, Dr. Shabir.
Yes, of course. Mostly religions stand for peace, for security, for harmony, for mutual security, and for tolerance and brotherhood among all people. And we all serve the one God. There is only one creator of the entire cosmos, and we are all his creatures, so we need to live together in harmony, live and let live, understand each other, resolve our differences, in an amiable manner to preserve justice and peace for everyone.
And I guess, Dr. Shabir, it's important to remind ourselves that each of us has some power to create good in this world, despite how chaotic and confusing and dark it seems, right? So we must use whatever power we have to bring about that good.
Exactly. And if we do nothing, we just sit there and feel more hurt and frustrated. But if we try to do something, at least that's an exit for our pent-up energies and frustrations. And but of course, everything we do must be legal. We can join protests, demonstrations. We can write letters to our members of parliament asking them to intervene at the governmental level and to do the things that we cannot do as individuals. But last and not least, we should be making dua, prayers to our Creator, asking God to intervene and to bring about the peace that we so desire.
Dr. Shabir, we pray for the people who are affected, the people who have sadly been killed, and others who are affected in so many other ways. War affects people in a myriad ways, right? So we pray for them, and we pray for peace and justice to prevail, inshallah.
Definitely, and I do join you in that prayer.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Muslim Media Hub, the new home of Let the Quran Speak.
Here we spread positivity and good. We help people experience the beauty of Islam and help them appreciate and understand Muslims.
This beautiful building we purchased at cost $2.3 million.
Yeah, we've already raised a third of that money, and with your help, inshallah, we can pay off the rest.
So we're looking for people who can give $1,000 each. If you can be part of the select group, that's amazing.
Otherwise, just please give whatever you can. Every dollar counts.
It's our collective responsibility to share the message of Islam with our fellow human beings. Please help us continue this good work.
It's a sadaqah jariyah, something that will continue to be a benefit to the Muslim community long after Safiyyah and I are gone.
Please support our work at muslimmediahub.com.
Your support is zakat eligible and tax deductible.
May Allah bless you and your loved ones today and always. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.